皆さん、英語のソータです。
And I'm Reilly.
Hey Riley, summer is coming soon. Maybe are you ready for it?
Yeah, I think it's here already.
Oh, really? It's so muggy, right? Or humid.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal outside.
Is it raining a lot, like in Kagawa?
Yeah, so we're recording this on the 1st, and this past week it's been really rainy.
Yeah, this year I haven't experienced not any, but not a lot of rain yet, even though it's a rainy season. So I'm jealous of you.
Yeah, I will say I think it's been a pretty dry, rainy season until this last week. This last week it's been pretty rainy. Yeah, actually one of my friends is planning to do like a 4th of July party on the beach. Actually later today. And right now it's not raining, so hopefully it can still happen, but people were worried that maybe it would be canceled.
So you're ready, you're super ready for the summer season, and then you're going to the beach as well.
Exactly, yeah. Today's the first beach day, I guess, of the summer.
That's cool. はい、皆さん、今日は7月1日、このアップロード当日の早朝に収録してるんですけれども、暑いですね、最近。もう大阪はもうムシムシの暑さでもうずっと暑くて、雨はそんな降ってないんですけど、で、香川は結構ね、降ってるようでしたね。で、ビーチに行く、海開きといいますか、そういう予定もライちゃんは立ててるということなので、皆さんも夏バテなどには気をつけて、今年も楽しい夏をね、過ごしていただけたらなと思います。冒頭に出てきたマギー、これ打っておいてもらいましょうかね。早速オープニングからタイピングですけど、もう蒸し暑いまで含むのがマギーで、ヒュメはどっちかっていうとこう湿気の多さに着目した言葉かなと思うので、どっちを使ってもいいんですけど、ぜひまだまだ4月暑いと思うのでね、ムシムシこの言葉を使ってみてください。Alright, Riley, are you ready?
Yep.
ソータと
ライリーの台本なし英会話レッスン Episode 235.
All right, what is the topic for episode 235, Righty?
It is self-confidence.
はい、今回のお題は自己肯定感、アメリカ vs 日本です。こちらはインスタグラムにてアンナさんからリクエストいただきましたので読ませていただきます。いつも聞いてます。とてもためになっております。ありがとうございます。びっくりマーク。ありがとうございます。びっくりマーク。こちらこそびっくりマークって感じでお返しします。私は自信がなかなか持てないのが悩みで、自己肯定感の高さや低さの違いについて聞いてみたいです。とのことです。すごいシンプルな、メッセージではあるんですけれども、結構ね、面白いトピックだと思うのと、自信については今までのいろんなトピックの中で出てきたのは出てきたんですけど、この自己肯定感だけで着目したことはなかったので、お話ししていけたらなと思います。So we've got a comment from Anna-san on Instagram, and she says, I'm not really confident in myself.So I want to know how Americans stay confident, or how they can maintain it, or the difference between America and Japan. Yes. So then let's start with the question. First of all, from your perspective as well, do you think all Americans are confident in themselves?Yeah,
obviously not all.
Not all.
Right? But I do think that self-confidence is something that is like people aspire to have self-confidence in America. Like it's something that is kind of aimed for or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, not all Americans, but let me keep asking some questions. In what situation or where do you think all Americans are expected to be confident or to stay confident?
Yeah. So I think like confidence is like considered a good trait to have for, I don't know, public speaking or in like meetings or something. So like at work, it's considered kind of good to like speak up in a meeting. Right? I think that maybe is not necessarily the case in Japan.
Yeah, a lot of people, stay silent and then maybe they try to listen more. And then maybe we or Japanese, they don't want to stand out. So they try not to say their own opinions or try not to say their honest feelings. So in this way, maybe, kind of different trait. Like Americans are trying to speak up. On the other hand, Japanese don't. So in this way, self-esteem or confidence, the way changes maybe.
Yeah. I think that's probably fair. Like in America, people think you're self-confident if you are loud, basically, right? If you kind of talk out. Yeah.
なるほど。ちょっとここまでを一旦訳したいなと思います。今日のお題である self-esteem。これも、ライリーにタイピングしてもらいますが、自己肯定感、自尊心ですかね、を表すときに使う言葉ですね。同じような言葉としては self-confidence だったり、いろんな言い方はありますけれども、この2つくらい今日は覚えておいていただくといいかなと。で、もう一つは confidenceっていうのは、名詞ですよね。で、何々に自信を持っているとかを表したいときは、confidence in myself、confidence in my skills だったり、in と一緒に使うことが多いので、confidence だけじゃなく、in も一緒に覚えておいてもらえたらいいと思います。で、いろいろと肯定感の高め方とか、あるいは低さとかの話の前に、僕もシンプルに疑問なのが、全アメリカ人が自分に自信があるっていう感じを感じてるのかなっていうのを聞きたくて、最初の質問をしてました。全員が自分に自信を持ってるのかと。で、結果としてはもちろん全員ではないと。でも比較的どっちかっていうと、aspire っていう表現も出てましたかね。求められる、それをすっごい、欲しいって思う、熱望するみたいな意味だと思うんですけど、基本的には、やっぱり自分に自信を持っていた方がいいっていうふうに、社会的あるいはいろんなところから感じさせられるがゆえに、自信はやっぱ持ってないといけないよねって考えやすい傾向にあると。で、なんでかっていうと、trait っていう単語も出てましたかね。今日いろんなね、新しい単語が紹介されてますが、特徴とかって意味ですね。人のそういう、性質、特徴だったり。つまり、アメリカで人にすごく求められる、あるいはいいとされる特徴の一つっていうのは、ちゃんと speak up も打ってもらいましょうかね。人前でちゃんと speak up 前で話す。例えばミーティングとかお仕事の場でもちゃんと自分が意見を言うこと、イコールちゃんと自信を持っていること。それが、例えば一ビジネスマンとして見ても、あるいは一人としてもいいこと、大切なことと捉えられていると。その一方で、日本って逆ですよね。目立つな、stand out しちゃいけない ように、なんかこう全員が勝手に感じちゃってたり、人の意見はどっちかっていうと聞く側にね、回ったり、それはいいことでもあるとは思うんですけど、その結果、なんかこう自分の自信につながっていきにくく、こうアメリカと日本のまず対比が出来上がるのかなって、まずは思いましたね。Yeah, when I was in university, I also got some comments from my professors. Maybe they are from America, maybe. And then they
Okay.
often told us, like, speak up and then be confident and say something. And having opinions or, saying them are really important. And then even if, the opinions are not really correct or not really reasonable, that should be fine. Just, say something. That's what we got as well. So I think that's the difference between Japan and America.
Yeah, I think in school especially, that's something that we're taught is like it's important to kind of to talk, basically to say what you think, and if it's not right or if other people don't agree with you, then they will kind of not argue, but say their opinion, and then you guys can talk about it together. And that's also like, I think a part of self-confidence is being able to say something and have someone disagree with you and be able to kind of comfortably talk about it. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
Like there, some people might say something, but then if somebody says, "Oh no, that's not right," or "I don't think so," and then you feel kind of bad about it, I think that's like a sign of not having self-confidence. Yeah, like I guess there's maybe two kinds. There's the kind of self-confidence where you're able to put something out into the world, and then there's the other kind of self-confidence where people like disagree with you and you can kind of take it. You can kind of accept that and move on. Does that make sense?
In this case, taking it is considered as self-confidence, you think?
Yeah.
Not fighting back.
Well, yeah, fighting back is that's difficult. There's like an acceptable way to fight back and an unacceptable way to fight back. Like, of course, you're allowed to say, like, if they disagree with you, you're allowed to like defend your opinion, right? You're allowed to say, okay, I see that you don't agree with me, but here's why I think that, blah, 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 blah. But like, you're not allowed to say, no, I'm right. Right. You're not allowed, you kind of have to explain, right?
Yeah.
But
I mean, like, I was guessing like what you were trying to say was that through the process of discussion, people can, build their confidence. So I wanted to know how, for specifically, like by talking back to them, like we can organize our thoughts again. Then we can build up our self-confidence. But you said, taking it is also sometimes important to build our confidence. So how does it work? That's what I wanted to know.
How does it work?
Yeah, I mean, like, by taking someone's opinions, how can they build their confidence?
Yeah, I guess these are not things about building confidence, but these are more kind of signs that you already have confidence. Yeah, how to build confidence is an interesting question. I think in America, like, having confidence is something that is kind of trained, that sounds weird, but whatever, taught from an early age. Like in like books and things, like children's books and stuff, there will be things about being confident and being special and stuff like that. So I think it's something that like parents try to make their kids feel confident, feel special, or yeah, like they are, as an individual, there's something important about them or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds kind of silly to say, but I think that's true, that in America that's something that parents try to teach their kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not only parents, like teachers or anybody often give compliments like, oh, I like your shirt, or oh, you can do it, things like that. So from the society system or educational background, I think they're not trained, they are taught to be confident.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. I wonder if the example of compliments is the same kind of thing. I think yeah, there's like, I'm trying to think of actual like children's books that were about teaching confidence, and I'm not really coming up with any, but there definitely were kind of books, and yeah, you're right, in school, from teachers teaching kids that like, oh, each one of you is like special in your own way, or something like that, is something that teachers would say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can get it. So I think like praising kids a lot, and then yeah, you can do it, or oh, that's a great idea, or you guys are all unique or different in a positive way. Maybe that kind of education happens in schools or at homes as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So maybe what you were trying to say was that people can get confident, so they're really ready for discussions as well, because they can say their own opinions, and then even when they get some opposite opinions, they are ready, and then they can accept it, which means having confidence. They're confident, so they can understand people's opinions as well. That's what you meant?
Yeah, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I think so, that the confidence kind of goes both ways, right? It's not just about saying what you feel, but it's also about being able to, I guess, listen to what other people say.
なるほど。面白いですね。そう、まず最初に、どこから会話始まったっけそうそう。みんなが僕もね、大学の頃に、やっぱり外大なので、ネイティブの先生とかもやっぱいて、あるいはもう環境的にとにかく何か言おうっていう。で、本業のレッスンとかでももう、僕もそこがもう根底に出来上がっちゃってるんですけど、間違っててでもいいので、とにかく何か言おうっていう、その姿勢。もうここがスタートラインがなんかアメリカの教育と日本の教育で違うんだと思うんですよね。で、僕は両方体験してるからこそ分かるのが、日本だと結構正解を出せるまで発言しちゃいけない雰囲気で、もう1たす1イコール絶対2って分からないと発言しにくい雰囲気だったと思うんですよ。中高とかってね。でもアメリカの場合は、もう何でもいいからとにかく言おうっていう、その教育のもうシステムのベースから、自己肯定感が作り上げられやすい仕組みになってるんだろうなっていうのが、今お話を聞いてもそうですし、自分のいろんな経験を通しても、外国人との経験を通してもすごい感じました。なので、大学の時ももうとにかく何か言おう。間違っててもいいし、意見がないイコールもうできない人って逆に僕は言われたこともあったので、もうとにかく意見を持つことがとにかく大切なことじゃないと、アメリカとかいろんな人と世界でコミュニケーションしていく上で、もう意見ないんだな、この人と思ったら、相手にもしてくれないよって言われたことがあったので、なんかそういうところから来てるんだろうな、今のライリーの話を聞いて、そういうところから来てるんだろうなって感じました。で、ライリーが例えば、人前で何か意見を言いましたってなった時に、 時に間違っててもそれはいいよねと。やっぱそういう姿勢でもうアメリカ人は意見を言ってるってことですよね。で、そうなった時に他の人から、いや、それ違うと思うとか違うよってやっぱ言われることもある。で、そういう言うことと受け入れることを、こういうところが、まず自信っていうところだよねっていう感じのお話が最初出たんですよね。それがtaking it, take とかっていうお話のところだったんですけど、そこが僕、自信をやっぱ作り上げる方法として人と対話をすることで、時にやっぱ反対されることもあって、それでも言い返したり、受け入れたりを繰り返して自信が出来上がるって言いたいのかなって思ったんですけど、結果聞いてるとそういう感じのニュアンスではなくて、その形もあるとは思うんですけど、ライリーの言いたかったことは自信ってやっぱ2種類あると。一つはやっぱ自分から何かを言っていく、やっていく自信と、もう一個は人に何か言われた時に受け入れて、なるほどなって考える。つまり、これって根底的に自信がないとできないことだってライリーを捉えてるんだと思うんですよね。確かに人に何か言われて、自分に根本的に自信がない人ってすぐ怒っちゃったりとか、すぐとにかく負けたくない一心が強すぎて反論しちゃったりして、本当の意味での自信じゃなかったりすると思うんですよね。なので、この2種類まずあるよねっていうのがさっきのお話でしたね。で、途中で僕が build はね、自信を作り上げるみたいな意味としても使えますけれども、どうやって作れるのかなっていうお話の流れになったので、ライリーが言ってくれてたのが、やっぱ子供の頃からアメリカではそういうコンフィデンスについてのやっぱ本だったりとか、親とかからの教育として、みんなユニークで、みんな素晴らしいものを持っててっていう教え方をするので、教育的にも自分に自信を持ちやすくなるんだろうなって、今お話を聞いてて思いましたね。なるほど。That's so interesting, and I think it's important for us to be able to, stay confident or to get confidence.
Okay.
なので、まずは親の教育が今ね、聞かれてる方で、親の世代の方がいらっしゃったら、子供をたくさんやっぱ褒めて、ね、自由に過ごさせてあげるっていうことは一つ自己肯定感を上げる、そのベースとしてね、大切なことなのかなと思いましたね。So one of the ways would be, parents' education. Parents can tell their kids like, oh, you can do it, or you're unique, or you're special, as you said.
Yeah. But I want to, I guess, come clean a little bit that I don't necessarily think that this is the best way to raise kids, or I don't necessarily think that having self-confidence having it is good, but teaching self-confidence, kind of pushing self-confidence is not necessarily a good thing, I think.
Then in your case, how did you get confidence, from, educational background or in a perspective, in terms of education, naturally?
How did I get confidence? I'm not, I guess I'm a little bit confident as a person. I'm definitely not the most confident person in the world, but I think that, I mean, probably the same way most people get confident is that, like when I was a kid, if I did something well, like if there was something that I was good at, I would get praised for it, right, by my teachers or my parents or something. And then you end up kind of liking those things, right? I think that's probably most kids, right? Like if a kid is good at sports or something, like from a young age, like I don't know, kindergarten, if people say that, oh, like you're so fast, or you can throw a ball so well or something like that, then that kid will probably in the future like sports. Or if they start out and they like get told that their writing is nice or something, right? Like they're just practicing writing hiragana or something, writing the ABCs, and they get told, oh, like, your handwriting is so good, then they'll probably like that kind of thing more, right? So that's kind of how confidence builds.
Is that not like confidence education? Of course, not teaching confidence, but indirectly, I think by parents giving compliments or saying positive words, kids can be confident. So I think it's a kind of confidence education. Not like
I
that.
mean, I guess so, but I think those things are more natural. I think, right? Like I think probably parents and teachers don't think about it so much when they praise a kid or a student, that they hopefully it's kind of a natural thing where like this kid is doing well at this project or at this activity, so I'll say good job. I hope they don't like think about it before class. Such and such a student, I should tell him that he did a good job so he feels good or something, right? Like hopefully it's kind of in the moment.
Yeah. I didn't mean like all Americans are giving compliments or praising on purpose. I don't think so. But I think they're pretty better at finding them than Japanese, or in Japanese education, or when we compare Japanese education or situation or atmosphere with Americans ones, I feel like American teachers are better at finding those positive aspects of kids, parents as well, maybe. So yeah, what I meant was like in Japan, if people want to get confidence, or if they want their kids to be more confident, I think trying to find their positive aspects would be important, not like finding them on purpose. If they find them, trying to see some positive aspects and also saying them aloud.
Yeah, that's true. And I think that is kind of like a cultural thing, right? Like, I don't know if it's necessarily intentional, but I think maybe with parents, but definitely in schools too, it's like in Japan, it feels like kind of giving compliments to students is not really how you motivate them a lot of the time. Right? Like, I don't know exactly how to say this, but it's like compliments in Japan from parents or teachers are kind of more rarer. So, but maybe that means like when a student gets a compliment that it's more meaningful because it's rare. But in America, they're more frequent, I guess, but also maybe less meaningful. Like, I know from my own experience, like my mom would kind of praise me a lot for doing well at something.
Right? Yeah,
and my
that's what
dad
I was guessing.
So much. Like, my dad not so much. But when my dad did praise me for something, then I really knew that I did something well, right? Because like it was rare. If my mom praised me, I would kind of like, oh, like, thanks, Mom. But if my dad did it, then it was like, oh, I really did something kind of special or something.
Special.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe simply Japanese just can't, say them aloud or put them out. Even though they feel, oh, my kids did a good job. So yeah, maybe one of the differences would be like things like that. So yeah, that's why I said we can say, oh, you did a good job, or and even to ourselves, or even to myself, we can say that, oh, I did a good job today. Then we can build self-confidence, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. I I think there's maybe stuff that like I don't pick up on so well. I've heard from Japanese people, my friends and stuff like that, that sometimes praise or compliments don't come in like verbal form, right? They're not spoken, but you kind of know that your parents are proud of you because of some kind of because of something they do, maybe rather than something they say.
そうですね。verbal チャットじゃないわ。タイピングしてもらいましょうかね。まあ、こう、口でとか、言葉でするっていう verbal form って言ってくれてましたけどね。そう、なので、まず思ったのは、やっぱりこう、いいね、それって思うものをどれだけ口に出すか出さないかっていうところだと僕は思ってるんですね。このお話を今聞く上で。で、まあそこで、こう、やっぱり大切なのは、そうやって、こう、親とか周りの人が、セルフコンフィデンスのために、こう、ちゃんとそれを伝えてあげることが大事だよねっていうところだったんですけど、まあ、ここも今ね、ディスカッションがあったと思うんですけど、最初ライリーが言ってくれてた、いや自分はその、teaching confidence っていうのが必ずしも大事だとは思わないっていう、ここ、ちょっと感覚の相違があったと思うんですね。で、ライリーが言いたかったのもすごいわかるんです。こう、ほら、コンフィデンスとはこうだよとか、絶対こうすべきだよ、自信を持つべきだよって直接教えるのが必ずしもいいとは思わないですよね。そこは僕も同意です。僕のちょっとその、英語のニュアンスの伝え方が足りてなかったんだと思うんですけど、僕もすごい大切だなと思うのが、無理にその自信を教えることではなくて、やっぱり自然な流れで、できた時にすごいアンテナを張ってあげる。すごいこれできたじゃん、よかったじゃんっていう、もうできた瞬間にすごい声をかけてあげる。そういう意味での、コンフィデンスの声かけをしてあげることが大切なんじゃないかっていう意味だったんですね。なので、全部今お話を終えて思うのが、やっぱり、日本とアメリカのまた違いっていうのが、どれだけその見つけて、それをこう自覚する、あるいは声に出すかっていうところも違いがあるんじゃないかなと思いました。で、学校でも、家の教育でも、すごいやっぱり声かけをしてあげてる今ね、お話が出てたと思うんですよね。でも日本でももちろん全く声をかけないっていうわけじゃないと思うんですけど、なんか言葉で、特に子供が高校生、中学生とかになった時に、よかったね、すごいね、賢いね、とかって、あんまりなんか日本って言わない気がするんですよね。なので、ちょっとでもそれを無理にするわけじゃなく、いいところを見つけたら声をかけてあげるのって大事なのかなと思いました。あとはそれって子供の教育だけじゃなくて自分に対してもできることなんじゃないかなと思ったんですよね。ちゃんとできたところに目を向けてあげる。英語学習もそうですよね。こう、日本の学習者の方ってすごい真面目なので、できてないところばっかりに目をつけちゃう傾向があるなと思うんですよね。たとえすっごいできているところがあっても、そこに目を向けず、できてないところだけ、すごい口にされる方多い印象があるんですよね。でもそれってやっぱり自己肯定感低くなっちゃうので、自分自身でもできているところにしっかり目を向けて、こう、今日も頑張った、よかったっていうところを声出ししていくことってなんか大事な気が、僕は今聞いててしましたかね。So I want to keep going a little bit more. So like have you ever met American friends who were not so confident in themselves and then like pessimistic?
Yeah, of course. Of course, yeah.
How what are they like? Because we or I as well, like we think Americans are so energetic and confident, and then they love themselves. So I want to know what they're like, those pessimistic people.
What are they like? I mean, I guess like they just don't do a lot of the things we've been talking about, right? Where like in a class, if confident people speak out and say their opinions, less confident people won't, right?
Mhm.
Or on the other side of it, if kind of you critique what a person says, what a less confident person says, then instead of kind of responding and talking about it, they will kind of almost hide, if that makes sense. Like they'll just kind of say, "Oh, I see," or something like that, right? Instead of like trying to say, "Oh no, what I was trying to say," or try to explain themselves. They might just kind of accept the critique.
How about like your friends, negative thinker, and then they don't accept themselves? Have you ever met those friends as well? Not like in school or in public.
Yeah, I would say I've had a few friends who were less confident. And of course, it like depends on the situation, right? Like some people are confident around their friends, but not so confident in a classroom or in a work environment or whatever.
I see. So, for listeners, not all Americans are confident. We learned.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
ここはちょっと僕も、そう、今まで会ってきたアメリカ人でそんなネガティブだなと思う人って正直いなかったので、ちょっとこうステレオタイプを持ってしまってるんですけど、もうみんななんかこう、仮にネガティブだとしても、なんかこう日本人基準で見るネガティブじゃなく、もうみんな根底は底抜けのなんかこう明るさとか楽天家なところがあるんじゃないかなって思っちゃってたんですけど、今話聞いてる限り、やっぱりアメリカでもこう自信がない人とか、こう、なんかこう、その場ではっきり言わず、ね、クリティークって言ってましたね。打ってもらいましょうかね。こう、なんか、クリティサイズは結構批判するって感じですけど、クリティークはなんかこう、ちょこちょこちょこちょこ、こう、細かいところに、こう、なんですかね、荒探しでもないですね。クリティーク。なんかこう、専門的ななんかこう、知識とかに対してこう、すごいこう、専門的なところになんかこう、突っ込んでいくイメージがすごいあるんですけど、まあ、イコールクリティサイズみたいな感じですね。でも、クリティサイズの方がもっとなんかきついイメージもしますけど、こう、ちょこちょこちょこちょこ、細かいところに突っ込んでいく感じの人もいたりとか、まあ、つまり、やっぱりみんながみんな、すごい自信に溢れてるっていうわけじゃないっていうところですね。なので、ここまではアメリカと日本の違いだったり、全アメリカ人が自信があるものなのかっていうところについて話してきたんですけど、ここからちょっとパート2におそらく行くと思うんですけど、どうこう自信を大人とか、まあ、年齢問わず誰でもこう自分に対して持てるのかっていう、その方法についてこうお話しすることで、どなたかの役に立てるんじゃないかなと思うので、後半はそこを話していけたらなと思います。
後半に続くチキン南蛮食べたい。